On August 24, 1867, 8-year-old Fanny Adams left her family home in Alton, Hampshire, to play with her younger sister and a friend near Flood Meadow. She would never return. In this episode, we explore the tragic story of Fanny Adams, whose murder not only shocked the nation but gave rise to the curious slang phrase, "Sweet Fanny Adams," meaning nothing at all. A new exhibition at Hampshire's Willis Museum explores the life and death of Fanny Adams through a series of objects connected to her story, including items from the trial and execution of her killer, as well as artifacts from the period that helped to tell her story. After leaving their home, Fanny and her sister Mary joined another girl, Elizabeth, near the River Eye. They were playing near the water when a man appeared and asked them if they would like to pick some hops. Hops are the dried flowers of the hop plant, which are used in brewing beer, and picking hops was seasonal work that local children sometimes did. The man was a solicitor's clerk named Frederick Baker, who lived nearby and was known to the girls. He told the girls that he had a hop garden where they could pick as many hops as they wanted and offered to pay them for their work. But the girls soon realized that Baker had lured them away from the other children and into a secluded area. Baker led Fanny into the hop garden while the other girls stayed outside. According to Mary, Fanny was inside the garden for about 10 minutes. Before she came back out, she was crying and told her sister that Baker had touched her inappropriately. Baker then came out of the hop garden and told the girls that it was time to go home. He walked them back towards the village, but Mary and Elizabeth soon realized that he was taking them in the wrong direction. They knew that something was wrong, but they were too afraid to speak up. As they walked, Baker began to separate the girls, telling them that he would pay them for their work later in the week. When he reached the house of a Mrs. Miles, Baker asked Mary to go inside and get some water. While Mary was getting the water, Fanny and Baker continued on. The two were never seen alive again. The next morning, Fanny's body was found dismembered in a nearby pond. An investigation was launched and Baker was soon arrested. He was charged with Fanny's murder and taken to trial. Baker's defense tried to argue that Fanny had fallen into the river, and that he had only pushed her in to try to save her. However, medical experts testified that her injuries were not consistent with this story. Furthermore, Baker's own diary contained a chilling entry that read, "Killed a young girl. It was fine and hot." He was found guilty and sentenced to death. Baker was hanged on December 17, 1867. He was just 20 years old. The brutality of Fanny's murder shocked the nation, and the public's fascination with the case has never faded. In the aftermath of the trial, people began to use the phrase "Sweet Fanny Adams" to refer to the state of knowing nothing about a topic. This is thought to be the origin of the modern slang phrase "Sweet Fanny Adams." For more on this case, be sure to check out the resources. Thank you for watching.